Well, what about when you guys were on the reality show? Because you did, I mean, you guys were like the blueprint kind of, right? Love and Hip Hop and that whole thing. What was that time like for you?
Wild.
Like, what did you learn about it? Like,
I mean, well, for the most part, we knew how to sell dysfunction. You know what I mean? Sometimes it would go a little left, and it would be home before we got back home, like you did, like whatever we was going through. But for the most part, we knew what we were doing. We knew we were selling dysfunction, and we know how to do that clearly very well. You know what I mean?
So you stepped into it knowing that.
100%. We knew what the plan was. My mama knew what the plan was. I knew what the plan was. Chrissy knew what the plan was. But in the midst of that crazy shit that we selling, sometimes we forget that we selling shit, and it goes into a real place. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back.
People forget.
We went all the way too far. We started living the real characters. Like, no, that's not who we are. I mean, it's a bit of us in every character they see, but it's a lot exaggerated. Just like music, and people put a 10 on a 2 in music, and people, you know what I mean? Like, they might have only sold an ounce in their whole life, but in their music, they sold 5 keys.
Kingpin, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with reality TV. Like, it's really not reality TV. It's a premeditated television show that you're pretty much watching. They put a scenario in front of you, or they everything is written down. But for us, we didn't do that. Like, our method of reality TV was our method. You know what I mean? And that was a bit of the power struggle with them, because we knew what we wanted people to see, and we knew what they were trying to exploit. You know what I mean? And shoulders walk away from it.
It's tricky because you even think about that time, like, and you guys are starting, and Yandy worked with you. That all kind of unraveled on TV. That was real, no?
Yeah, that got into a real place.
That got real. And then what else? Just relationship stuff, like even the proposal. Because some of that stuff stays with you, right? Like, so you did it as a show, you played into these characters, you sold the dysfunction.
A lot of that does stay with you, but as you know, everything becomes null and void after a while. You kind of just put that, I mean, it kind of just...
Put it behind you?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that we done on that show that's just for TV, and it's going to stay there. You know what I mean? We don't revisit those problems. We don't look at those problems. We don't even look at the show. We never even looked at the show while we did it. You know what I mean? Like, if people ain't tell us, or we saw little clips and things like that, but we never consciously sat down and watched one of our episodes. Not about shit we was already living. It's not like we made a movie or anything. You know what I mean?
But what about the storyline about getting married? That's a real story, no?
It was a real thing at that time. There was a lot going on between us and our relationship and things like that. You know what I mean? And God bless, everything worked out. You know what I mean? And TV seemed to put it had a lot of pressure, press and stress on us at that time and things like that. It was a double-edged sword, especially for where I was at in life, and the money that the TV was paying. It just was a lot going on. But once again, I don't regret anything. I got through it. We faced it. It happened, and now we're in a better place. We're in a way better place.
And when you think about, like you were saying, who you are, what you come from, and that you had to learn to survive and learn to make money, like, to me, I look at you as somebody like, all of these things, by any means necessary, are an opportunity for a hustle. Like, I feel like even to go back to what we were talking about before in this whole Nas thing, I'm looking at you like he's just stirring shit up just to be stirring shit up. Or
you give me a lane, I'm gonna stir it up.
Right.
We're gonna talk about it now. You know, like, somebody mentioned it, now we're gonna talk about it. You know what I mean?
But even like so even the reality show, it's like, but then I just wonder, like, what is, because now you're also talking about the people you really care about. So if there was any blowback for you? You said no. You said you kept it moving. But even your mom.
I mean, there was a time where it caused a lot of confusion. But like I said, that was a time. You know what I mean? Now, this is a time that we love him way much more. The way that my family is even tighter. And
is everything, yeah?
100%.
How
a
is your
million
mom?
times tighter. And my mom's is good. You know what I mean? But everybody is in unison. You know? And I love where we at right now as a family.
How did you do that? What was the biggest thing that helped fix some of that?
Me being a man, me growing up and acting like a man within my family, because I know I am the leader of my family, no matter if my mother ever involved and things like that. And I know they're looking upon me for that leadership and things like that, you know what I mean? Am I perfect? No. There's some things in my family that we still can make tighter, yes, you know what I mean? Like, but we work, and every day we work consciously and show each other love and pray for each other and things like that.
How did you feel about Sierra running up on you at the...
Once again, That was a premeditated from my side about what I know could go viral. She was walking by. She was on the way out. She said, Jimmy. I said, what's up? She said, what's up with my sister? I was like, she good. She like, don't make me come over there. Come on.
You invited.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know anything Sierra's going to say is going to go super viral next to me. I'll take it.
You're like, let's get it.
Let's get it. You get it? She's a married woman, one of the few marriages that we see publicly that looks very good. We don't know the ins and outs, but, you know, they show a lot of love publicly and things like that. So one of the few people that I would allow to even the forum to talk to me about anything that had to do with relationships because they living in her truth.
Yeah.
So I gave her the floor. Do I have to listen to anybody? No, but she's one of the few people that should have the floor when it comes to talking about.
Because she figured it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It appears so. You dig? So why not? And that was the whole thing in my mind. Like, it's going to work for me. It's going to work. We're going to go viral. Let's take it. She be doing Oprah and things like that. What? Come on over. Come sit right here.
What did Chrissy say?
She loves it. Like, well, she was like, I'm just going viral. She's like, all right, cool, whatever.
Just out here viral.
Just out here viralocity we needed. That's how we make the cash right now. I'm still in the game, and I don't want people to get twisted. I do a lot of business. But as a music executive and a music artist, this is one of the ways of marketing that is working right now in today's music. I'm only following what is being done successfully by the youngsters. There was a time where we were dictating how music runs, and now the time is they're dictating how music runs. And for you to make some money, you got to find how to find your medium in the midst of what these youngsters are doing, in the midst of what I know how to do, so that I can stay current, stay relevant, and stay making some relevant money. I don't want no nostalgic money. You heard? I don't want the nostalgic. I don't want the nostalgic money. I'm not selling nostalgia out here. I'm selling life. I'm living life. I'm not a storyteller. I'm a life liver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Doing the weather, whatever.
you dig? Like, I'm gonna stay current. So I don't think people get that, but I know you get that wholeheartedly. As first thing you said when I walked in was like, yeah, you out here causing trouble. Yes.
I knew right away because I know what that is.
Yeah.
I came up with that's the norm. I came up with flex, by the way.
Let's stir it up. Like,
he was the king of that.
It's getting too quiet. Like, it's nothing going on. Let's make some noise.
Yeah.
Why not?
I was like, here you go.
But
we're in a different time where it's like, people are scared of that.
To see how it works and to see how people are scared to do certain things or engage in certain things or talk about certain people, or like, it's just wild to me how nobody really has a backbone when it comes to certain shit in this industry due to fear of getting canceled or fear of being talked about by their peers or social media in a negative light. I don't give a fuck.
Not one fuck.
Not one. I couldn't even buy a fuck to give. You dig? Like, I don't care. This shit is all make believe.
What if somebody paid you to give a fuck?
They paid me to give a fuck? Then maybe I could act like I gave a fuck.
Okay.
I can put a tie on and shit like that and look like I give a fuck. But I could give a kid 2 fucks and shit like that. You dig? I care about my business. I care about making my money. I care about staying current and relevant so I can keep making my money and keep getting these business opportunities that come to me. You know what I mean? It starts with the music. Above all, if you're an artist and you're doing business, the business will slow up if you don't got some music that's still popping. You know what I mean? Like, it starts with the music.
What is that, though? Because you've done well in your life. You've made money. Like, what is the thing that keeps you, like, when is it enough?
I mean, shit, for me, I made money, lost money, was rich, was poor, was rich, was poor. I had to figure out that money wasn't in. I had to learn how to make business. You heard? So most of the money I made in my career, I definitely spent over $20 million.
How?
Bugging. I didn't even ball, and that's bugging. You heard?